What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast about nothing, brought to you by Best. We're your hosts. I'm the plus size assassin.
I'm Bingo.
All right, today we got a special guest, and it's our first one we're recording. What up?
What's good? Hey,
So you already seen him. It's our boy. I've known this kid literally since he was a kid, playing basketball and shit. So I know him as Bonkers, but go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Well, my name's Alex. I've been called Bonkers since like middle school, but you can just call me Alex. Doesn't really matter. Maturity, I guess, sets in. And you can call me my actual name, my birth name. Yeah, my boys, boy Brian, and his brother right here. Glad to be here. Appreciate you guys having me.
For sure, bro. Thanks for calling. I know we've been trying to get this shit going for a while, man, but for whatever reasons, you know, it finally happened.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys for reminding me.
So let's just get into it and then let these guys know why you're here. So if you guys don't know, which you should know by now if you follow my page or his page, our boy out here is slinging burgers. All right, he's literally slinging meat for y'all, and these shits are bomb. All right, so if you guys don't know, you're gonna get acquainted. Munchies Pop Up, straight out of HP. Fill them in, bro.
So it's a little pop-up that I started. It wasn't like planning. I was just planning to do like some weekend thing, but it developed into becoming a full-time gig. I'm proud of where we came from. Like we started, like literally we're still from the bottom, but we're at least like somewhere where we never thought we would be. So we're planning on a food truck soon, hopefully. But as of right now, we're posted up in Cudahy, slinging burgers. We also have fries. Cause guys come try it out. It's right there, 8414 Atlantic Avenue in Cudahy. And like my boy said, they're pretty fucking good. Can we cuss here or not?
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, so come try them out. Honestly, like they're game changing. You know, the people have been telling me that they shit on In-N-Out, and I believe them because honestly, I've tasted them obviously myself. You know, my boys tasted them. My other boys right here, they're saying they're good, and I've had a lot of feedback and like reviews don't lie. You know, and I'm hoping we in the future we grow more as a business. You know.
So how did the idea come about?
Come on. Before we get to that shit, look. Jalapeno crunch burger with the munchie fries and strawberry lemonade.
That's the go-to.
That's all you fucking need.
Enough said. Say less.
That's it, dude. just, I'm telling you, show up. Jalapeno bacon crunch with the side of munchie fries and strawberry lemonade.
Get a double though.
Yeah, you might as well.
Get a double.
Yeah.
Well, see, mine, I get an extra burger on the side. I get two.
You can do that. You
could do that. Yeah, I mean,
2 burgers or
big.
Yeah, I feel like you either get an extra burger or a double at least, and you'll be straight.
Yeah.
And they're not humongous burgers. I'm not like they're not enormous like some tam shit. But I feel like they're big enough to fill you up if you at least get a double. If you're like a big boy or like if you don't eat that much, you'll get full with a signal.
Yeah.
But like they're not enormous as in like exaggerated like how people want them to be, like these greasy like ghetto type burgers and shit. You know, I feel like my craft is more in the flavor, so that's what I'm trying to bring to the city of HP and to Cudahy. That's where I started in HP, and I feel like it's going good as of right now. You know, it's blessings. It's my only gig right now. I don't have to work anywhere else, and as of right now, social media is bringing us up, and that's a big part of the game right now.
Yeah, that shit's everything, man. Marketing, social media, getting the name out there. Like you said, reviews. I mean, people fuck with the product. That's the best thing you can have. That's the best review. That's the best marketing you can have.
Yeah.
People fucking with your stuff, and they do.
Yeah.
So back to my question, which was how did you start Munchie Pop Up? Was it just a random idea? I know you said it was just like a weekend thing only. Yeah. So how'd you come up with that?
So yeah, first I was working at some other spot. I'm not gonna name them because they're fuckboys, and that's the reason I quit. It was over there by the valley, and I had started with them. It was actually my boy who got me in, but he's not the owner. So the owner was an actual asshole who I was working with, and I was outshining everyone there, right? So I was training with them and everything, and they wanted me to be on their team, but then they ended up not trying to pay me after all the training, and so I'm just like I'm coming all the way over from HP to the valley, and I'm outshining everyone you have, and you still just didn't want to run me my money as a small business. You should be like honest and trying to like do best by all your employees, and that's how like that's what it is, you know. Like as a small business, you have to be like truthful and like just like know where you come from, you know. You don't let like everything like overshine you. Just because you have like a little bit of success doesn't mean that you should forget about everyone, all the little people, you know. And that's where it starts, your employees, you know. That's where it has to come from. Because if your employees are not happy, your product's not going to be good, and that's where everyone starts going to shit. So after that, I ended up talking to my jefa, my mom, and my sister. I'm like, hey, like these cats are doing all this, and it looks easy as hell. Like, why don't we like start something like that? And they were like, oh, well, let's run it. And I was just like, oh, well, I never thought anything by it that they wanted to start it. And then they were like, well, hey, let's actually get serious about it. Let's start something. I'm like, and at first I was iffy about it. I was like, I don't know, like, you know, like what if it doesn't pop? What if it like it doesn't do anything? Like what if it doesn't sell? And I just started thinking to myself, like, scared money doesn't make money, you know. You gotta take a chance and see where it goes, you know. Like if not, you're just gonna be like thinking, what if? And always thinking like that. And like I was just like, yeah, you know, man, you only live life once, like basically. And then we just started from there.
It's dope.
Why burgers? Why
not?
I mean, I'm just saying, bro.
So me, why not?
I mean, I'm just want to know why burgers. Like, you could have done some chicken, you could have done fucking carne asada. Like, just what led you to burgers?
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say he does.
Yeah,
He does.
You know he does.
You know, for tacos too.
Yeah. So I do tacos as well. That's one of the things I do for my catering. But my prime thing right now is the burgers. And the reason I do burgers is because I didn't really want... I'm not the first one to do burgers, no. I'm not going to say that. But I'm the first one, maybe in HP, to do it. As of right now, I'm the only one out of HP that has done burgers. I haven't seen no one doing burgers or no one like doing something else like different like that, you know? Like other people in other cities, yeah, I've seen all that. But burgers and HP, I haven't heard about that. I've heard tacos, and like,
facts.
Yeah, so like
facts.
I'm not dissing tacos. Tacos are fire, you know. Still Tijuana, I like all that, like the trompo and all that. I like it. It's cool. I fuck with it. But I feel like something different would have made it stand out more, and that's what's happening right now.
Smart. You found a market that wasn't here, like you said. In HP, we got tacos, Mexican food, and all that shit. But having a product that's not already available, I mean, who else are you gonna go to? You're gonna come to Munchies Pop Up. Why? Because they're the ones with the burgers.
Facts.
And it don't help. I mean, it doesn't hurt that those shits are fucking fire.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, and same thing, like even like when you go to where you're set up now, there's a bunch of street vendors and they're all tacos, tortas, and this, but there's only one burger spot. So it's like, you want a burger, there's only one place to go.
Yes, sir.
Yep. There was another burger spot going down. What is it, Salt Lake?
Oh yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah. They were actually in a competition that we wanted to be in, but the only reason we weren't in it because we weren't registered as a business. The only people that were having that registered businesses. And honestly, they took the crown, and I was surprised because their burgers are mediocre. You know, I'm not saying mine's are the best, but I've heard that mine's are at least better tasting than theirs. So we were really disappointed to hear that they won because we could have took the crown for easily, sure. For easily, it would have been like a sweep. You know, out of all those burgers that were in that competition, I feel like we would have taken them out easily because we had popped up in Chino. And they were telling me, hey, this burger spot, we're here, and they weren't even that as good as your guys' burgers, obviously. And we knew that person, that pop-up, was actually at that competition as well. So just hearing two people's feedbacks from those burgers, I know we would have taken the crown, no doubt, for sure. Yeah. So I just like, you know, it's not even, it's about the money, obviously, you know, but just hearing people's reviews and just seeing people, like, how much they fuck with our burgers, that's what gets me going. That's what like gets me and my sister actually striving. Like shout out my sister. She's one of the best partners I had right now. Is me and her, and then my little sister helping out. So my team has been helping me out so much, and then my jefa too. You know, like I'm not ungrateful for anything they've done. I'm grateful for everything. You know, just wanted to say that too.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you said that. Like you mentioned, the people out there working with you, it's your sisters, and like your mom. it's a family affair, you know, and that's important. Like, especially like you said, we're coming out of HP. That's just not something people do every day. Like, this is some new shit. So this guy used to live literally blocks from us, right? So it's right there. We're from the same fucking place. We played ball at the same fucking park. Like, this is the same area. It's our hood being represented by Munchies Pop Up. When you come out and it's like a family affair, like, how could you not support these dudes, right? Like, bro, it's all family. He's doing this shit with his own hands. Like, there's no fucking cookie cutting shit. There's no cutting corners.
No Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, no Mickey Mouse shit, bro. This shit's legit, you know. And that's the only unfortunate side is you mentioned not being registered as a business.
Yes, sir.
So that comes with time. So unfortunately, you had to move out from here, from your original spot, because of the same reason. Like, certain laws in our city don't allow this shit.
Yeah.
So, are you now a registered business?
As of right now, we're gonna hit a year in February. We are not registered yet, but that's our goal for this year. Our goal for this year to register our business. Hopefully get a food truck, because you can't get the food truck unless you register your business, obviously, with health department reasons, all that. So as of a year, we've grown a lot, but we're still not at our goal, obviously. We want to register our business, and we want to like get the food truck going, and hopefully get more stuff going in the future as well.
So on that food truck, there's one thing we haven't mentioned that you do, and it's actually my favorite fucking thing. You already know those fucking mini pancakes, bro. Oh my god!
Yeah. I remember, so when you first brought them out, I'm gonna be honest. I was just like, damn, like another mini pancake spot. Like, I've tried them before. It's just regular ass pancakes. There's nothing special to them. And then we're gonna go get some, and I was like, yo, these are it. These shit's it.
Those shit's legit, bro. I don't think I ever told you that shit, but those mini pancakes, bro. Like, straight up, not even because you're the homie and shit. Nah, those shits are fucking
Those shits are
gas.
Yo, I appreciate feedback, man. People have always told me food's fire. They told me the mini pancakes are fire. They told me when I'm gonna bring them back. The only reason I haven't like been selling them on the daily is just because we don't have the space for it in the truck.
Yeah.
And plus, I used to have another cook with me, which was my brother. Fallout from there. He's not helping us no more, so we don't have that much of a help to do the pancakes.
Yeah, short-handed.
Short-handed, obviously, unfortunate. We want to give you guys the best service we can, and we don't want to stretch ourselves. So we do offer it for caterings. If you guys want to do any of that, let us know. Hit us up on our Instagram. But we will be bringing them back soon, and I appreciate you guys' feedback. But honestly, these hit different. I'm not gonna even lie. I've tasted other mini pancakes, and they're mediocre. And I feel like ours, they're like some home style, some shit like that your mom will make for you on Saturday morning. That you're like, oh, I'm waiting for these. You know, I feel like they hit like that.
Those shits are guys.
Yeah. I feel like they're good. Like, just like top off with that burger you get, that little postre. Say less, you know.
All you need. We'll talk, dog. I got my mom's 50th coming in. We'll talk. We gonna need some.
What did you guys get? That was fire. What toppings did you get?
Well, you know, my fat ass went a couple times. But I think I got just straight like Oreos and whipped cream, and that was like perfect.
Yeah.
Cause the flavor of the pancake, it's got like a very cinnamon hit to it. So that shit with the chocolate and the whipped cream is just, that's all you needed.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I like fruits and shit, so I got like fruit, and I think I had like fruity pebbles or some kind of.
I didn't have fruity pebbles. I had strawberries, bananas, Oreos, walnuts, sprinkles.
Quite a bit of sprinkles in there.
Cheddar, caramel.
Yeah, the caramel, dude. The like, caramel with the banana.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But see, like it wasn't even the topping. It was like the pancake.
Yeah,
the flavor of the pancake.
Like the actual pancake
that
just
made it good.
Yeah, that shit.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. My dad, he's Mexican as could be. You know, a lot of raza, they're like all iffy when they're like, oh, you know, burgers. I could just go get this at McDonald's. Like once they try this food, these burgers, these pancakes, they're like, they come back, they look at me, they're like, hey, thought you going? This is fire. I've had all my races, like blacks, Chinese, Mexicans, Arabs, white people. They've been coming back. They're like, hey, this is different, bro. Like, this is fire. Like, they be telling me, like even some cat right here, we're doing a pop-up in Santa Monica Catholic school. Some cat, like, he's like a little prospect they have right there. He's like, hey, are these fire? He has his homeboy. And then he was like, bro, you haven't tried them? I was like, nah. I was like, oh, bro, you gotta try one. He's like, give me one bacon. I was like, alright, bet. Give him one. He's gonna go inside the door. He bites it. He literally gives me that. Opens his eyes. He's like, nah, bro. Like, hey, you weren't lying. You weren't lying. Like, he's like, hey, these are fire. I'm not gonna even cap. Like, he said these are fire, and I was like, hey, I appreciate your feedback, bro. That's all. I love the feedback. That's what gets me going, man. I love the feedback when people are like, hey, they fuck with my food, and like that's the passion, you know. That's why I like seeing people like saying, being happy with the food and stuff. You know?
So, without giving away too many secrets, what is it that makes your burger special? Is it where you buy the meat, how you prepare the meat, how you season it, like how you grill it? What is it, or what do you think that makes your burger special and different?
I feel like just because we prep everything every day fresh, we don't have the liberty of refrigeration, you know, because we're a pop-up shop. We have to prep everything every day. So I feel like that gives us the edge compared to all these frozen spots, you know, that they have to freeze their meat and all that stuff. We buy our meat, I season every day, I put whatever, all the seasoning I have to put, and I think that's what gets, like, has us out of the ballpark, because we actually have to do everything fresh. We don't have any liberty of doing, like, storing our stuff and all that stuff. Like, clean my grills every day and all that. I use fresh oil every day. I don't use no black tar shit like all these fucking mediocre spots. And I think that's what's different, you know, because everything's fresh and everything's handmade. Everything's made with love, especially with me. I don't give people something I wouldn't eat. So that's basically what I think is different from us, you know.
Yeah. Did you always want to be a cook or like have a restaurant?
Honestly, no. I didn't want it. At first, I was doing an EMT course like a year ago. It was going good and everything. I needed that 80%. I got that 78% to do it. Damn. It was COVID. It was during COVID, so it was online stuff. And for me, honestly, I don't like online school. Yeah. I'd rather be right there doing the skills and all that. We had skills days where we had to be inside class, and that was like once a week. I learned so much in that one day a week, and then I would learn all that online school. And I was honestly planning on doing the EMT stuff, and that happened. I was gonna redo it again, retake it. I'm like, why not? You know, it was a month course, right? It was a month course. People usually take a year to do that, and I was like, oh, you know what? Another month, I'll pass it easy because I already have all the facts and everything. Everything's already in my head. Everything's just gonna be like low for fresh material. After that, and then we just started talking about all this cook stuff. I've always been cooking though. Like, I've always wanted to do all this stuff. But back where I was staying in HP, right here, like a block away from my boy Brian and his brother, our kitchen wasn't big enough. So my mom, she would always be bitching. She would always be like, oh, like, hey, like, oh, you know, like, you're doing all this shit. Like, I don't know. And I'm like, dude, I just want to be able to cook, like, some bomb-ass dinner and, like, not get bitched at, you know? So, thankfully, God, we're at a new place right now. We have enough space for me to do all that stuff. I've been considering actually doing a cooking, like, turning my personal IG into, like, a cooking channel to see, like, where that takes me. Because all these cats are doing all that. They're getting clout for it. Like, I'm like, well, you know what? I have, like, a little extra time. I've been thinking of doing that, too.
Gotta make that TikTok happen.
I don't know about TikTok. I'd rather just do IG because I don't like that TikTok shit. But if I have to do it, then so be it. But I've always liked cooking. It's not even like just I wanted to do it just to make money. I like doing it. I like making food and people telling me it's good. You know, I like learning from it. I'm not gonna say that everything I make is good. It's not. I made some lasagna the first time a couple years back. I didn't let it strain, so it was kind of like watery with the sauce, and then I learned from it. You know, you learn from your mistakes, from everything. You know, so I feel like just with that, like, it's not really being about like me wanting to be a cook. It's just me wanting to learn more stuff from what I come from. Like, all the stuff I do, I want to get better at it. You know, like it's with anything.
Yeah. So you mentioned starting an IG page. getting a food truck, like what's, or do you even have like an end goal where you see yourself and you're just like, that's where I want to get to? Is it like a storefront? Is it franchising this thing, like just having Munchie pop-ups pop up literally everywhere, or like what's, or have you even thought of that shit?
I've been thinking for the future for sure, but I feel like I'm always gonna be in the business. I'm not gonna be an owner and just let my employees take care of it. I'm always gonna be there. Like if I have to like jump in the back behind the grill, like I'm planning not like for to have my employees like take care of it, but I'm always gonna be there. But if I have to jump in behind the grill, I'm gonna do it because that's the kind of boss I'll be. I'm not gonna just let my team burn, just look at them and just like struggle. I'll jump in there and help them if I want to, because obviously that's how an employee would like to see his boss. Like you don't like to see your boss just not doing anything, right?
Yeah.
Like you would see him not doing shit. You're right here struggling. You would like some help. That's what I would do. Like if I see my boss not doing shit, why the fuck am I gonna try? You know? If I see my boss like sitting down and I'm right here struggling, sweating my ass off, fucking trying to feed all his customers, I'm gonna be like, man, you know what? Fuck this. But if I see my boss right next to me sweating his ass off too, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna work my ass off for this guy because this is the type of guy I want to be in the future, you know? So I just feel like I'm trying to be an inspiration in the future, hopefully for some cats to sing that, oh, like these fools can actually do it. Like someone like me, regular, could actually do it, you know? I'm always thinking about the future, you know? I'm always trying to plan for the future and see what the future holds, but I'm also trying to stack all the ideas I have and hopefully put them into play.
I mean, you're already inspiring people just being from where we're from and like opening this shit up, and then at your age too, like you're a young guy fucking doing this shit. Like it's not something easy. Like I said, it's not something that's just fucking wake up and you know what, I'm doing this shit and I'm gonna do this shit and be successful. Like you're already helping a lot of people out just by letting them know like, yo, this shit is possible. You can do this shit. You just gotta fucking try. So what would you say was the hardest thing about getting started and just the process of to getting to where you're at right now so far?
Probably just the system we have. Probably just like how we were gonna do everything, run everything from the first. Because I know you guys showed up the first day, and I appreciate you guys I appreciate you guys for showing up the first day. And the first day, we were shit, bro. Like we didn't have where our fryer wasn't running.
Yes,
and,
right.
But you gotta expect disappointment. Like, you know, Cody Spider-Man right here, yeah, you'll never be disappointed if you already expect it, you know? So, our fryer wasn't working, shit was wasn't going right, but you always gotta expect for shit like that, you know? You always gotta expect for something to go wrong. If you think everything's perfect, you always gotta expect for something at least to go wrong. And the fryer wasn't working, you know? Like, it wasn't working. We had a little electric fucking piece of shit fryer, it wasn't running, and we were like, fuck, you know, what we're gonna do? But, you know, like, we're like, hey, you know, if it's something out of our control, you know, if it can't happen, well, you know, the next day we'll work harder at it, you know, and then that's what we did, you know, we've you know, worked hard, we got a better setup and just like our better system, and that's what we did. So that's what's working for us, and that's what we're running with right now.
I mean, yeah, that shit was cool seeing, like, I mean, back when you guys were here, the first like couple months you were there, and like you said, with the electric fryer, and then like 2 weeks later, they had the double fryer, and now they had fucking Munchie Pop Up t-shirts and Munchie Pop Up hats, and I was just like, damn, like, it's dope. You can tell they're growing and being to what you are now. It's like,
Yes, sir.
You show up and it's legit. So.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Just fucking yeah. We're just trying to like invest in everything that we got. Everything we got, we're just trying to invest into our business, trying to make it better. Cause we're not gonna just like keep it as is. Cause we're just I'm not going for that. I'm trying to make it A1 so it can at least be better for my guests who come, you know? I want it to be like more presentable. I've always wanted to look presentable ever since day one. I always had my chef coat on. I wanted my brother to have a chef coat, my sister to have like be presentable as well. Not like some people like just like not even hats, no gloves, no mask and stuff like that. Just they're not looking presentable when they're trying to represent their business, you know? That's what I feel like your image is really important. Because if you go to a taco stand, you see these cats wearing no gloves, like right here sweating all over the food, and like I feel like it's just like an image that you don't want, you know? I feel like if you at least look more professional, people are gonna take you more serious. You know.
It's a service side to the whole thing, and that's something that, again, from being here to now being over here and doing all your pop-ups and shit. Like, one thing that's never gone unnoticed is that you'll still, even if it's not your boy, you greet everybody like you fucking know them. It's just the service aspect to the whole thing. So, again, day one when you opened up and we went, like, all your homies are here and your fucking fryer goes down. And you're just like, fuck, well, what are we doing? Like, fuck it, hey, the fryer's down. Like, you guys want to wait? You guys want the refund? You guys, what's up? And it was always, like, great service. And that's something that you've kept going as, even as you progress to, you know, bigger shit. It's like, it's always, oh, shit, that's my boy, and you greet everybody. And you take the time to, like, even though you're fucking cooking and you got orders, you're just like, oh, shit, what's up? And get back to it. Like, that's always been top notch.
I feel like customer service is really important in this game. If you come by, no one greets you, you don't feel like, you know, like, hey, like, we're not important here. Every one of my guests is important, so I try to make them feel important. For even coming out, buying a soda for me, that means a lot. Because they chose me over other people, and for me, that goes a mile in my heart, you know? Because I really appreciate whoever comes to support me. Even if you've come once, you've came, like, twice, if you came all these other times, you, like, if you just even give me a shout out, I feel like that's really cool, because you could have been like shouting out anybody, you could have bought this from someone else, but you chose me, you know, and that's why I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because like, without your support, we wouldn't be where we are right now.
That's a great message. So I hope that your fucking followers are listening, because you know, like, hopefully y'all are listening.
Sure.
You know,
I'm gonna put this. I feel like I'm getting down on this podcast. It's the first time I'm actually talking about. It's a little bit of alcohol kicking in. You know, I just like.
Not nervous no more?
Nah, I'm just nervous. I'm just right here, just like kicking back, just trying to like asking me questions, just like, oh, you know, I'm just like trying to answer as best of my ability and not trying to look like a dumbass either. You know?
None of that, dog. We don't ever let you look like a dumbass, man. We ain't gonna let you feel like that.
That's my job.
Yeah, he looks like a dumbass. We'll let him look like a dumbass. He can make a fool out of himself, bro. He ain't gonna do that to you.
Let me ask you guys a question. Like, how was your first little podcast?
Fuck. Shit was a shit show.
Who was it with or what?
It was just, I think the first one was just us two, right? Yeah, the first one was just us two, but I've never done anything, I guess, to this caliber. Like, I've never had an issue with public speaking. I've ran meetings before. I've done shit like that, but to just talking to a mic, like just me and him, it was weird. Like, it was awkward.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously, brothers, you got siblings too. Having a conversation on your own, like, whatever it is in the house, whatever, is one thing, but then to bring that shit here to where you're like, all these people are gonna listen to this shit,
yeah.
It was just weird.
I feel like
it was weird at first, because I told them the same thing, like, I'm not afraid of public speak or any of that, but just like into a mic, like, people are gonna hear me, and like, it was weird to me. But then after the first couple episodes, I started fucking with it, like, I liked it. I was like, damn, I want to keep doing more.
Yeah,
like,
you're having fun. That's
yeah,
what it is.
Yeah,
it's not like something it's not something like we're forced to do. Like, I want to do this shit. It's fun. It's a good time.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes I gotta force you, dog. You're not available out here.
I'm the complete opposite. Like, when I was in school, I was always nervous. I was always like timid to like do all this stuff, like to read out loud and all that stuff. But I feel like now with my older mentality, I feel like I would kill it. Like, if I was like doing all this professional shit, like doing all these like speeches. If I were to do like all this like representing and all that, I just feel like just more as you go into a person, you grow more like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, confidence. There you go. That alcohol is still kicking in right here. My bad. Not bad about that. Cause you gain confidence, and then you just get an older mentality. You just like, you know, like, these people, they're listening, but they're not trying to, like, they're not gonna make fun of you. You know, that's how you were like when you were a kid. Like, people are gonna make fun of you. You're here, their homies like that. Like, oh, they're like here.
They're gonna clown you.
Yeah,
you fucked up.
But people are mature now, and then that's why you just gotta look at it. People are mature. They're not gonna be like, hey, he said something stupid. Nah, bro. Like, you're like right here, getting confidence, just like having fun with it, and that's what people like. You know, like, people like confident person, like people like who's actually making sense and like referring to what they actually deal with, like in the real life situations, you know.
Yeah. I mean, putting yourself out there, that shit goes a long way, especially for something like you, where you have to be out there. You're the face of your business, so it takes a lot, man. And that shit, it translates, like you said, to now where you would feel confident going up in front of a class or running a meeting or whatever it is. It's the same thing. Like here, I think we're awkward to the idea of doing a podcast like this, and then once you get into it, you're like, that's the same shit.
Yeah.
So, like I was trying to say earlier, one of our early comments that somebody said was like, listening to our shit was going back to one of my kickbacks, and it's like, it's like listening to you guys, and I'm right there chilling with you. And I thought that was like, that's perfect.
That's
like,
exactly
that's exactly what it is. Like, it's just being in the back, couple bros, you're chilling, you're just talking to your boys. So that shit is just perfect. That's exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, that's solid, bro. That's something like this. Honestly, I would be like, oh, you know, I could like actually refer to it, like actually like oh, you know, this is cool, because I like podcasts. I've heard like other podcasts. My girls, like, they be talking about the same shit, you know, like how they're trying to grow, and like references from back then and all that stuff, and they're trying to like do something more in their life, you know, and like grow as a person. I feel like this podcast shit, like I didn't used to fuck with it, you know, but honestly, just with this, it's changing my mind about all this. Like, you know, I fuck with it. I like it, bro.
Yeah, it's different. It's like a different avenue.
Bro.
It's a different avenue, like just to give people some game, like put people on game. That's really what it is. So bring people like you on. We just finished one up yesterday with our boy Sam. Everybody else that's been on, it's just putting them on game in a different type of situation. Like, it's not some professional setting where you're listening to somebody tell you their fucking life story and how they became the best player in the world and shit. It's just people that you can relate to, that you probably know, you've seen walking down the street, or you've seen fucking come buy a burger from you and shit, that are elevating their status, trying to do the same shit everybody else is trying to do. So it's just giving people that knowledge, giving people that inspiration of like, hey, I want to open up a restaurant. Fuck, let me listen to the Munchies Pop Up episode. Or I want to be an engineer. Let me listen to that Sam episode. Shit like that. So I don't know. That was the goal for the whole thing. So you're helping us out in that manner, and then also you get to shine the light on people like this shit. So like, I'm gonna post this up. Obviously, we're gonna tag Munchies Pop Up and shit, and we're always reposting and telling people about this shit. So it's a way to spotlight that same thing, like all you entrepreneurs and shit. Like, here you go. Also, our little amount of followers, go check them out.
Yeah, small business. That's all the way to go. Gotta clout everyone up and like support as much as we can, you know, because I support all small businesses, bro. Like even like since the year we've been posted up in February, like ever since then, it's changed my views of things, because now I rarely support all these big corporations and all that. I'd rather go to my boy, because my boy, he makes wings. I'd rather go with him than go to Wingstop, you know. My boy, he does washing cars, right? I'd rather go with him than go out to all these big corporations, because they have a dream, and I also have a dream, you know. Some Martin Luther King shit. So fucking, I feel like I'd rather just support them in their grind than support someone that doesn't need it, you know.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like just supporting them goes a long way, because you're actually showing the support since day one, and that's how some people are, like you guys, like you support us since day one, and I really appreciate that, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I think it goes a long way. Like you gotta support your people. At the end of the day, bro, you gotta support your people.
Even though we got the haters out here. I mean, even though we got the haters out here.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, we gotta talk about that though.
So I have a question for you about that, actually. So how do you take criticism? So I mean, from when you first started to now, how do you take somebody's comments of like, oh, I didn't really like your burger, it's missing flavor, too salt? Like, how do you actually take that into consideration?
Of course, I'd be like, oh, if they actually, I honestly never gotten like a negative comment. I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, but I've never gotten.
They are.
Huh?
So that's how good they are.
I've never gotten a negative comment, but if someone to ever like tell me something like, oh, like, hey, it wasn't good, like, hey, I didn't like it, like, like I would ask them like, oh, what didn't you like about it? Like, you know, like, oh, I didn't like this and like this. Okay, I got you. I'll try to make it better. I'll hook them up with something. See if they like that. But I take the criticism and I put it into the next performance I put. You know, so like say, oh, the fries are too salty. Okay, I'll give you some more less seasoning, and hopefully they like it then. And hopefully, with the people who actually do criticize, I actually like the criticism because they're being real. You know, they're being real. They're actually telling me like, oh, I didn't like it. Like, not some other people like, just like, oh, I like it because you're my friend. No, I want you to tell me the truth because if not, I could get better.
Yeah.
That's how you get better. That's how you strive. That's how you like grow more.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned talking about the haters, so let's talk about it a little bit. Like, but at least for me, in my eyes, the biggest haters are the homies that won't be real with you.
Okay.
Like, just because you're my boy, tell me if that shit sucked.
Yep.
Because if I hear from somebody else, I can automatically assume, you're just a fucking hater.
Mm-hmm.
If you're my boy and you're telling me, hey, you know what? That shit didn't hit. Like, that shit was kind of whack. Alright, I can take that criticism and be like, okay, this dude actually supports my shit and he wants me to get better. I'm going to take that criticism and apply that shit, like you said. Apply that shit.
Yes.
So, for me, like, especially for a service like you where you're serving food, there's always going to be, you're not going to please everybody.
Yeah,
you know, it's fucking hard. And nobody's ever going to please everybody, right?
Yep.
So, people that come to you, that have been coming to you for a while, they're the ones that should be telling you, yo, that shit was a little salty today. Or like,
you're slipping up.
Yeah, like my buns were burnt or something, you know? Like, give me that criticism. Like, that's, and I know you say you haven't gotten bad comments. Like, I think honestly that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like, somebody is lying to you.
Probably.
That's, you know, like, you get me? Like, at some point somebody didn't like this shit.
Yeah.
Maybe you were off your game. Maybe they just, I don't know, they ate some bad shit that was still in their mouth and they didn't taste it right. Whatever it is, like, somebody should have had a bad comment. And that somebody is the realest person that you had this far.
Probably someone who hasn't probably came back. Maybe. Yeah, probably someone who hasn't came back. There's some people that have came, I haven't seen in a while. Maybe they didn't like it, but they didn't have, they didn't tell me anything. Well, which I'm like still waiting for the response. But there's most people that do come back, and they be saying it's like it's always good. But those persons that don't come back, I'm still waiting on that response. Hopefully that review. And if they didn't come back, it's probably for a reason. They probably just didn't like it, or probably they've had better. Maybe that they've had better, or it's not even that they didn't like it. It's just that they had better. Yeah. That's all it is. Maybe, you know, and that's the best I could do. That if they want to tell me what's wrong, then I could get better and like try to accommodate them for something that they didn't like. You know.
Yeah, and I think that's always like the best thing to do. Even if you don't come back, or like you said, they found better. Like, just give me that comment, like, tell me how I can be better. Even if you don't come back again, I can appreciate your response more than you coming back. Because honestly, that's the only way you're gonna get better. You improvise so that you know what you have to improve, right? Because like if everybody is telling you these good things, then basically you're perfect. So what are you gonna improve on?
Yeah, facts. No one's perfect for sure. I know for sure someone has not been like so crazy about them. I've gotten all these good reviews, but I know for sure someone's gonna be like, "Oh, I've had better," but they're not gonna tell me because they don't want to be mean. Nah, just tell me. Yeah. And I would rather get your honest review than your lying review. You know.
Yeah. Like, you're more of a homie by being real to me.
Yeah, facts. Yep.
You know. I mean, we've had that shit.
About your podcast?
Yeah.
What is he saying?
My boy Sam, he was just on here yesterday. He's like, "Hey, you kind of like, you're drifting away from what this shit was." And I was like, you know what, you're right. Like, I look back on it and I'm just like, yeah, we kind of just went away from talking about people and trying to, like, the entrepreneurial side of this shit. And I told him, like, you know what, you're right. So, you know what? Come in. You're going to be the first one to come back and hit us, to get us back on stride. I was like, yeah, for sure. Like, that's the best thing anybody's ever told me. Like, your shit was starting to suck. Come back. All right, fuck it, come back.
Come back's always better.
Yeah. That episode was, I don't know, but this episode was good.
Yeah.
He was always real with us.
Mm-hmm. And he'll tell us, like, hey, you guys are going too long. Hey, you could have, like, elaborated more on this one. That's the best feedback you can get. Just like honest feedback.
Yeah, and that's not even like trying to criticize. It's just trying to get you to like be better. That's all it is, you know. And then like don't think like, oh, this was talking shit. Nah, bro. Like he's telling you because he wants you to get better. Like I be telling my boys like right now I was just with my boy washing the car, and sometimes I'd be like, hey, you missed a spot right here, you know, or you missed a spot right here. It's not because I'm trying to be a bitch. It's because I would want something. I would want you to do something that I would want to see on my car, you know?
Exactly.
I don't want you to like, oh, the customer, the guest is gonna see it and they're like, oh, they didn't get this spot. I told you for a reason, so they could
So you don't get that from your customers.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
you're letting them know beforehand.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's not. I'm not talking shit or anything. It's just that I want you to be better. And
I don't want you to lose that client.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then the first time my boy ever washed my car and my sister's car, he forgot to do my visor, my window visor is the one you put down. And ever since then, that fool never forgets the visor. Ever since then, he never forgets. I swear to you. I'm like, hey, what the hell is this, bro? Like, you know, like I tipped your ass and you're right here like to Mickey Mouse and shit. Nah, well, like I got you. He comes back that same day, he does it, bro. And then ever since then, that's the first thing he does, bro. I swear, that's the first thing he does. And honestly, that's better though. He got better from that. He got better from all that criticism.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be, especially amongst homies and amongst close people that you know, like people that you trust. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Let me tell you before you actually go to somebody you don't know and potentially lose that client or don't get the tip or whatever the fuck it is. You know.
Yeah.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'm glad you get this shit. Like. Being so young and starting off, a lot of people they don't have that mentality. They think everybody's just a fucking hater and everybody's just out for me and fuck you guys. Like, I'm glad you get this shit.
Nah, they don't comprehend the criticism. They take it into a negative perspective, and that's not how you like take it. You know, some people are gonna be haters. Yeah, you're gonna have people that are gonna say that's negative about anything you do.
Yeah, of course.
And that's just. Once you see that they keep having those negative comments, then you like determine that they're a hater. But once you just see that it's like want to comment here and there, you're just gonna see they just want to see you grow sometimes, you know? Yeah. Yeah, you gotta take it into perspective.
Just brush it off and keep grinding.
You got something to say, bro? My bad, I'm cutting you off.
No, you're good.
Yeah?
I have no shit to say.
I have a question. So, alright, fuck you. I do have to say. So, one thing I saw, and this was a while ago, but you had one of the like big TikTok food review guys go out to your pop up. Is that something like you hit him up and told him like shoot through? Is it something that he just saw and like he hit you up and like, hey, I'm gonna shoot through and make a video?
Which cat was this?
I can't remember. I think it was like Mr. Big.
He hasn't came through actually. I've hit him up a couple of times to come try our food.
There was one guy that went, I can't remember who.
That cat's a little bit too expensive for me. I'm not saying his craft is not worth it. It's just that, you know, like we're a small business. We can't afford it right now. Maybe in the future, maybe he could come through. But some people, I do invite them to come through and they don't regret it. Actually, they be like, oh, you know, like this is different. And they like it. And when I tell people actually to come through and they're actually like food bloggers or like influencers or something like that, they do take it in consideration and they're like, oh yeah, you know, like we won't come right now, but we'll come later and stuff. Like my boy, the Hood Foodie, like he's getting sponsored by all these cats like McDonald's and all that. And he came through and he was actually chopping it up with me like a real one, not just coming to come get the food, you know. He was chopping it up, saying like what we could do and saying like more on our improvements. And he gave a good review of our food and he's just like he's been in the game for a while. He's just saying like what we could do and all these tips and. Like he's Rasa too. He's like, you know, he's from Leon, and he was just telling us that we could actually do better than what we're doing, and I appreciated the feedback, you know, because he came all the way to our pop up, which is in the valley. When I still live in the valley, and he came all the way out there because that's where he's from, the 818, and he came out there and he was just telling us like all these stuff that like it's good and all that, but he's also talking about that. What else we could do with marketing and all that stuff, and that's the things that sometimes we lack on. Well, I run the social media, but I feel like they'll do more with it, but it's just like, you know, it just takes time, takes money, and like, you know, it's gonna come, and
yep.
You know, always what they say with like people, we run a business, you're gonna lose money on your business like first 2 years, but then you'll see it grow. You know, like it's not always about making the profit. It's just about getting your name out there, and then you'll start making the money. You know, like some people are like do get lucky and they start making money out the bat, but they have the money to put it in. You know,
Yeah.
we don't. I'm being honest. I'm not rich. I don't come from Beverly Hills or anything. I come from here, HP, and I'm not gonna try to clap or anything. Like I don't come from money. You know, I'm just trying to make it out here so I can get to there, so I can get to that goal, so I can be better than when I was. You know.
Just hustling, man.
Yes, yeah.
Just hustling.
How do you, like, we're still fairly new into 2022. What do you plan on doing to grow your business? Both like marketing and social media. How do you plan on growing?
So first, I want to at least register the business, and then hopefully get more people to come by, like more influencers. Like I've been trying to get a lot of like food bloggers to come, and that puts a big hit on your food and everything, on your pop-up, on your food truck, on your restaurant, all these food bloggers, because social media is so big right now. I'm not gonna even lie, like before it was, you wouldn't rely that, but like everyone relies on that now, because that's what gets you your customers. That's what everyone sees. If I see something good online on Instagram, something, me and my sister be like, hey, this shit looks fire, we go, you know, and then we like, and if it's fire, we're gonna say it's fire. And some people just do it for the money, sadly to say. You know, they be like, oh no, it's good. But then it comes up to being like, you know, shit, just because you like, money talks and shit, you know? I'm not going to blame them. It's their hustle. It's their grind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
they got their grind too. They got their hustle.
That's what it is. But that's what I'm trying to do, like make it grow like that. And hopefully hopefully we get so big that we don't have to like hit people up. They just come and see us. And they come and see us. So I'm hopefully seeing that that's going to be our goal, that people just come just because they've seen us, like we get so big and they want to try it out for themselves, you know.
That's what's up. Well, hopefully we get that goal, because obviously we want to see all the homies succeed. So
yeah, appreciate y'all, man.
We want nothing but the best for you guys. So.
Yeah.
Go check out motherfucking Munchies Pop Up, man. So hit them with the social media, bro. Where they gonna get these?
So I'm gonna mention the address one more time. So right now we're posted in Cudahy on Atlantic, 8415 Atlantic Avenue in Cudahy. You can hit our social media at Munchies Pop Up. Any inquiries for catering, let us know. We'll work with you. Also, you can hit our business line at 323-708-6411. Let us know for anything. You have any questions, feel free to answer. And appreciate you guys, whoever's came to support. It really means a lot. Like, from like strangers, from people who have like sent other people referrals, the close homies, anybody. You know, I appreciate you guys. And hopefully to grow more into this year also.
All right, I got one last question, just to kind of wrap it all up. So I told you, the main focus of the podcast is to get people like you, and not just shine a spotlight on you, but allow you to give them the knowledge. So what's your biggest piece of advice to somebody that's trying to start some shit? Even if it's not a restaurant, but whatever it is, what's your advice that you'd be like, you know what, I learned this shit the hard way. Here's what you got to prepare for, or here's what I can give you.
Honestly, just don't be scared. Like, you know, like you do stuff and fail all the time. Why are you gonna be scared to start something that you actually want to do and not do it just because someone else says it's not gonna be a big hit? You know, just if you feel like it's gonna be a big hit, do it. And if it's not, just try something else. Or if you want to keep going at it, just keep going at it. Because at the end of the day, you're your own person, and why are you gonna listen to someone who's not seeing your vision? You know, I feel like if you see like something could be something bigger than like what people expect, then that's when you're actually gonna like surprise them, and then you're gonna actually see that shit could happen if you make it happen. You know.
Yep, I like it.
You got something to say, bro?
This is not usually my job, but I'm gonna take it this time. So I don't know if you're familiar with this, but all of our titles for our episodes are song titles. So what you gonna name your episode?
That's a hard one, bro.
That's always the hardest question.
I don't want to say started from the bottom because I'm still at the bottom, you know? I want to say something. It's a hard one, bro. Give me a minute on that.
Take your time. While you think of that, we're going to hit them with the socials. So, follow the podcast and best, so at best_LA. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at +size_assassin, 1S and +size.
I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Garcia74_.
And again, follow my boy right here at Munchies Pop Up. Let's get them burgers.
You know, this is a little weird because I know we're done a couple episodes, but it's the first time second time we're recording. It feels a little weird. Like I low-key forgot that was there.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm supposed to look at the camera or
look
not,
at him when he's talking. Like
I just been trying not to look fucking chunky, bro. I know I've gained so much weight, bro. I just don't want to fucking look like pudgy, like on the fucking camera, like fuck. I just been trying to like stand up straight at least, you know, just fucking not trying to something. I'm not gonna be something I'm not. I'm not trying to be something I'm not. I just like fuck. I don't want to like get that bad angle. I'd be like, hey, fuck. Looks like.
Man, fuck that. I'm fat, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, +size assassin. I fuck with this name. I like that, bro. I like that. It's just funny. I like that. It's unique and everything. But honestly, I'm gonna be stuck on that song title though, bro. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to name it, bro. I really don't know what to name it. Give me some suggestions or something. You know?
Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, how do you expect?
It's your episode, man.
You should have told me. You should have prepared me.
What's that one song you listen to before you turn on
before
the
you
grill
open up? Before you open up and you need to get going.
50 Cent, Get Money.
There it is. 50 Cent, Get Money. Let's go. Alright, man. That's the episode, bro. Thank you for fucking coming out. Peace.